What is up, guys? This is Avinash. Welcome to another review. Today we have with us a 2006 Toyota Camry, and we're going to show you how VIPs rolled in 2006. So guys, this Camry was Toyota's most premium offering back in 2006. In fact, it was a CBU import, so it was imported as a completely built unit, and even back then, 17 years ago, it used to cost between 20 and 25 lakh. And guys, before we get into anything else, we just want to give you a scale of how big this car is. So I don't know if you can tell, but this car is absolutely huge. In fact, it's as long and as wide as a modern Innova Krista. So it's around 4.7 meters long and equally wide as any 7-seater car of today. Right, guys. So let's take a quick look at the engine before we move on to the real gem here, which is the interior. So this has a 2.4 liter 4-cylinder petrol engine, naturally aspirated, no turbos. And this engine made around 160-170 horsepower back in 2006. And if you take a quick look here, you'll see that this engine, even though huge by today's standards, doesn't even fill out the whole engine bay. And that's because this car used to even come with a V6 option, which was a 3.5 liter. And yes, this is back when the golden period of cars with big engines used to be really popular. Right, guys, so let's take a look at the amazing interior of the Camry. Now, I for one believe that this car is equivalent to any E-Class of its time. So 2006 Camry could be on par with the E-Classes of its time, and I could say the same for right now. Maybe a little bit of difference would come now because of the difference in technology. So maybe a Lexus ES would be a more appropriate competitor to a new E-Class. But in terms of space and luxury, it's right up there. Super clean dashboard, leather everywhere, soft touch materials. We've got this amazing retro dashboard design with the cool old font and these nice small screens which aren't super distracting like modern cars with huge screens everywhere. And then when we come to the features, this car just blows it out of the park. We have things like a 6 CD changer, which is obsolete now, but back then it was a big luxury. We have automatic climate control, dual zone for 2 different passengers over here. We have a steering wheel that adjusts not just for rake, but also for reach. We have cruise control, we have automatic lights, we have automatic wipers, and we have an auto dimming inside rear view mirror. We have a bunch of features that would be almost luxury in a modern car, which generally come with maybe an entry level A class or a C class. And I remember going to some of these showrooms in recent times when they tell you these features like it's a modern luxury, but these existed even in this 17-year-old car. Also, this car didn't come with a sunroof, but a sunroof was prevalent in even pre-2010 Camrys. Right, guys. Now, before we move on to the back seats, there's a couple of more things I want to show you, namely the storage options in this car. Let's start with the glove box. So we have a really big glove box, which wasn't cooled at that time, but it's pretty deep. It's got a lot of space, and the owner's manual came in this nice leather-wrapped cover as well. Now, apart from that, we have a little cubby here. We have a bunch of little spaces here also, which you also has another 12-volt socket. There's a 12-volt socket right here, a second one here, and a third one in this socket right here. So you can really charge a bunch of devices. Just no USB slots because that wasn't a thing back then yet. But we have a bunch of storage spaces, an ashtray here. This is from the time when people used to smoke in cars. There are 2 ashtrays in the back as well. There's 2 dedicated cup holders here. Really beautiful interior. And one special feature I wanted to show you apart from this sunglass holder is going to be how these visors are. Now take a look here. So if I put the visor down in any normal car, you'd think that's about it. But not only does this have mirrors in the visors, this has a cover over the mirrors, which when I open,
गजब बेइज्जती है।
we have a mirror here and we have a cover for the mirror, which when I open, a light comes on. So I can see myself even in the dark. Right, guys. So now let's talk about the real special feature here, which is the back seats of this car, which are absolutely amazing. I feel like I'm sitting in a nice, luxurious early 2000s leather couch. The seats are so soft, so comfortable. The lumbar support is amazing. It's next level. And this is probably one of the most amounts of legroom I've had in a car which is not a luxury car, if you know what I mean, like, less than an S class or something. So this seat is in my driving position, and if anyone knows me here, some of my friends might know me. I sit really reclined. I really take a lot of space, and I still have a ton of room between me and the seat in the front. So even if someone's sitting 6'2", 6'3", there's going to be a lot of space in the back. There's loads of headroom, absolutely no trouble. I can sit really straight up and still not touch the top. There's 3 headrests in the back. There's AC vents in the rear. There's a super very polished, very nice tray storage solution here. And yes, like I said, there are 2 ashtrays right here as well, one on each door. This is from a time when smoking was popular and not so frowned upon. So there are ashtrays everywhere. We have this amazing handrest as well for someone to really relax like royalty. And we also have a sunshade in the rear, which you'll see just right now. Right guys, so next we're going to talk about the boot space of the Camry, which also, like the rest of the car, is huge. And we can open it via a button on the key as well. You can see the boot space. We didn't have any hydraulic boots, no button back in the day, but absolutely huge. It's got a bit of my stuff in here, but you can see it goes really deep. In fact, I probably can't even reach back there. There are 2 full-size umbrellas. This is how small a full-size umbrella looks in this boot. It can even fit in like this lengthwise. That's how big the boot is. So guys, in case I haven't mentioned it yet, this is my Camry, and I'm going to tell you a small personal experience of when I transported a bunch of stuff and a bunch of people in this car. So a couple of years ago, I used to stay in Pune, and so long story short, we came from Pune to Bombay. We had 4 of us in the car. We had 2 full-size golf bags. If any of you plays golf or have seen a golf bag, you know how huge it is. So 2 full-size golf bags, one with a travel kit, which is basically an add-on and extra protective layers, which makes it even bulkier. We also had 4 carry-on size duffel bags or airport-style carry-ons. So 4 of those. We had 4 backpacks. We had 2 small boxes. We also had 1 air fryer box because I had an air fryer which I was moving from one house to the other, and all of that came in this comfortably. And my friends and I were sitting in the front, and we had an amazing road trip. And that is just how much size and space we have right here, which at the time we thought is probably not going to fit, but it was absolutely mind-boggling when it did. Right guys, so now let's talk about the verdict here. So this car is now 17 years old, and it is going to have some problems. If you're in the market for something which is really comfortable for you to do highway distances, I think there's nothing better than this at the moment right now if you're in the pre-owned market. So one of these, a good one will probably, you can get one for maybe 3 lakh, 2 to 3 lakh, maybe 5 lakh at best if you're looking for a 2010 or 15 model of the car. I said not 15 actually. If you want to look for something which is 15 to 20, it'll be a little bit higher. There are a bunch of used Camrys on sale right now, different years, different specs, different amount of kilometers run. And personally, I would say they all make a great choice if you're looking for a comfortable highway cruiser or a comfortable car to ferry your family around, which is the primary reason why I got this. And it is super reliable. I've only had a couple of issues with electrics over 17 years, and the reason for that is because there was some water ingress into the rear, which I didn't take a look at fast enough. So if you're in the second-hand market, take care of rust and take care of water getting in anywhere, because the steel and the bodywork is strong enough. It's not going to rust away like a Maruti might. But water inside the cabin can lead to further issues down the line. But apart from that, it's almost a bulletproof car. As long as basic things like the engine and transmission are sorted, almost everything else you can replace. Parts are easily available because these Camrys are still on the road. If not in India, in different parts of the world, you can easily find parts, even pre-owned parts in Bombay. You can go to OEM spec parts, you can find near CST Road, you can find in Opera House, you can find a lot of stuff like that. And it is a really easy car to maintain compared to other luxury cars, at least of its time, and even some right now. So that's the verdict, right? So that's all for today, guys. I hope you liked the video. I hope you liked the car. If you're in the market for a second-hand luxury car, do consider the Camry. It's a really strong choice. It's not as popular as maybe an Accord or an Audi A4 or a C-Class and so on, because there were very few of these actually made and sold in India. It's pretty rare. But if you're in the market, do check these out. They're really great. If you have any questions, if there's anything you're looking out for, if there's a certain Camry you're looking at and you're not sure, feel free to tell me in the comments or hit me up on Instagram and let's connect. Happy motoring, guys.